President Joe Biden's visit to Angola, marked by the pledge of $600 million for the Lobito Corridor Railway project and the broader $4 billion U.S. investment in the region, has been heralded as a historic moment in U.S.-Africa relations. Biden declared, "Africa has been left behind for much too long, but not anymore. Africa is the future." However, beneath the optimism and lofty rhetoric lies a host of unanswered questions, potential pitfalls, and the stark reality of U.S. interests in the region. Economic development or strategic interests. The Lobito Corridor is being framed as a transformative project designed to turn a historically underserved region into a hub for economic growth. But the focus on minerals like cobalt and copper, essential for batteries and clean energy technologies, raises doubts about the motivations behind the investment. Is this truly about fostering regional development, or is it a calculated move by the U.S. to secure access to critical minerals amid rising competition with China? Historically, Western involvement in Africa's infrastructure has often prioritized the extraction of natural resources rather than fostering sustainable, inclusive development. Biden's statement about reducing cargo transport times from 45 days to 45 hours underscores the project's emphasis on facilitating resource export rather than addressing the more immediate needs of local communities, such as food security, healthcare, and education. Jobs and economic growth. Overpromised and underdelivered? Congo's President Felix Tshisekedi claimed the project could create tens of millions of jobs, while Angola's President João Lourenço called it a linchpin for economic development. These projections are, at best, ambitious. Infrastructure projects of this scale often involve highly specialized labor, with much of the work outsourced to foreign contractors and companies. The result? Local job creation is often limited to low-wage temporary positions, leaving communities with little long-term benefit. Moreover, the timeline for the project's completion stretches well into the future, meaning its touted benefits may not materialize for years, if at all. This delay risks creating public disillusionment, especially in regions that have seen similar promises falter in the past. The shadow of geopolitics. Biden's visit must also be viewed through the lens of global geopolitics. The U.S. has increasingly sought to counter China's influence in Africa, where Beijing has invested heavily in infrastructure under its Belt and Road Initiative. The Lobito Corridor, funded not only by the U.S. but also the EU, G7, and other Western entities, appears to be a direct response to China's dominance in the region. While increased competition might benefit African nations by diversifying funding sources, it also risks turning the continent into a battleground for geopolitical rivalries. African leaders must navigate these dynamics carefully to ensure their nations don't become pawns in a broader strategic game. Environmental and social concerns. While the railway project promises to improve logistics and bolster trade, large-scale infrastructure projects often come with significant environmental and social costs. Deforestation, displacement of local communities, and potential exploitation of labor are real risks that have yet to be addressed in detail. Biden's administration has championed green energy globally, but this project's emphasis on resource extraction contradicts its stated environmental goals. Who really benefits? Perhaps the most pressing question is, who truly benefits from the Lobito Corridor? The speed with which Biden compared the project to the Transcontinental Railroad in the U.S. is striking. That railroad undeniably spurred economic growth, but it also led to the displacement of indigenous peoples and facilitated exploitative labor practices. Will the Lobito Corridor follow a similar trajectory, enriching foreign investors while leaving local populations to bear the costs? Conclusion: words versus action. Biden's promises in Angola undoubtedly represent a significant financial commitment and signal a renewed Western interest in Africa. However, the long history of underdelivered infrastructure projects and resource exploitation in the region warrants skepticism. The real test will lie in whether these investments lead to genuine, inclusive development or merely serve as a vehicle for U.S. strategic interests. Africa's future should not be shaped by external powers pursuing their own agendas. For Biden's vision to be credible, his administration must ensure that the Lobito Corridor benefits the people of Angola, Congo, and Zambia, not just Western corporations and political strategists. Until then, his billion-dollar promises remain at best cautiously hopeful and, at worst, another chapter in the long history of unfulfilled pledge. Thank you for watching until the end. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Share it with your friends and family to help spread the message. Thank you for your support. Together, we can make a difference. See you next time on Afrovision.